Hello, my fellow griefers and trolls. Eric the Plague Doctor 981YT here, or as I'm known on Twitch, Plague Doctor 98TTV. And beekos, welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online, my favorite multiplayer game of all time. So in the last one, beekos, we got all the delves here in Solstice and their accompanying quests. Did not take us very long, it was just 3. So, yeah, now we're going to be doing all the quests. So you can see we already have 2 out of 7. So now we're going to get the other 5 done. And we might also grab that last scenic locale. So fun, fun, fun. Anyway, we're at Shore Stand, so we're going to talk to Ysmare, wherever the fuck you say his name. Nord names are always weird.
Greetings! I am Ysmare of the glorious expedition for the Nord Cultural Exchange. And the village before you is Shore Stand. It houses a great community of proud Nords who, frankly, will not listen to a word we say.
That just sounds like typical Nordic behavior. What exactly do you mean?
The Sturk Fellowship tasked us with getting the people of Shore Stand to ally with us against the Worm Cult. A fine idea, except that Brit the Bold is in charge. She's too inexperienced, and the villagers are too stubborn to listen.
Brit the Bold. That is a name. If Brit is too experienced, why is she in charge?
It's not her fault. The villagers sent the rest of our envoy away. Brit's too stubborn to leave. She gets that from her brother. She needs help, and I have failed her once already. Will you aid her? The exchange pays well, as does the fellowship.
I'll help Brit unite Shore Stand with the Sturk Fellowship.
Brit's in the square. Last I saw, she was doing her best to dazzle the speakers of the village. Her brother Rigert would be proud. I must return to Sunport. Prince Azah of the Sturk Fellowship expects a report on our progress. Or lack thereof.
Can you tell me more about the Nord Cultural Exchange?
King Yoren started the exchange to help bring the various factions of the Ebonheart Pact together. Since he was committing forces to the war against the Worm Cult, he figured we'd be helpful in connecting with the locals. So far, not so much.
But you've had success in other places?
Very much so. Our leader, Rigert the Brash, is a genius at diplomacy. He plays the fool, but always achieves his goals. I wish he were here and not busy with a secret mission of his own. I just hope his little sister is half the diplomat that he is.
Rigert the Brash is Brit's brother?
I respect Brit a lot. Following in your brother's footsteps is not an easy thing. Still, she believes in the cultural exchange. Brit's young, but with time, she may prove to be a greater ambassador than Rigert. If this mission doesn't ruin her.
Huh, Rigert never mentioned a sister.
You know Rigert? When King Yoren created the Nord Cultural Exchange and put Rigert in charge, Brit was still quite young. They were close once, but his travels take him far from home. But she read his letters and decided to become a diplomat too.
Interesting.
Stick your
This is
Sturk
a
Fellowship
interesting
with the
little
Sunsets,
village.
Mainlander.
But we can help each other. Rid Solstice of the worm cult threat.
We have a bigger problems than the worm cult. Help with that, or go away.
I tried gifts. I tried kindest and most flatteringest of words. I even tried logics beyond argumentation. Everything my brother said always works failed. How am I supposed to get through to these Nords?
Ysmere sent me to help.
And you agreed? Oh, you're now my most favoritist person. Village speakers disagree with me about worm cult danger. They want to deal with things in their own way. No matter how far Nords go from Skyrim, we keep our cultural bullheadedness alive.
Yeah, you do. Good lord. Do you have a plan for getting the village to join your cause?
Speaker Hialf thinks the village has a bigger problem than the cult. He wants help, so we shall help him. But you talk to Speaker first. I used all my most convincingest words and the Speaker still rejected me. I must think up new ones.
Can you tell me about the village speakers?
Shore Stand has 3 halls. Bear Hall, Hall of Feathers, and Wolf Hall. Speakers, well, they speak for their halls. And halls speak for everyone in Shore Stand. If speakers don't trust us, then no one trusts us. Big predicament.
Why do the hall leaders go to speak for everyone in the village?
I did some asking, and each hall has big role. Bear Hall protects. Hall of Feathers organizes parties. And Wolf Hall keeps everyone fed and content. Very orderly. These are very strange Nords. Some ways I recognize, others not so much.
What do you mean?
Bear, birds, and wolves. Old Nord gods from really old days. But speakers don't talk like old Nords, or even good like my brother and me. They have new ideas, a different outlook. I will really enjoy this mission, if we don't make mess of it.
Do you have any idea why the Sturk Fellowship sent you here?
I asked very politely. My brother Rigert arrived with secret mission from Skald King, and Sturk Fellowship needed someone to recruit these Nords. I thought it would be easy task, but who knew these Nords would be so different?
So Rigert is your brother.
Most call him Rigert the Brash, but yes, he's my older brother and leader of Nord Cultural Exchange. Big honor. Skald King Euron sent him all over Tamriel, and now all over world. I joined as soon as I could. Exchanging culture is my passion.
Where is my daughter?
She went after the beast. We couldn't stop her.
It destroyed a lot of trees. The beast is too powerful.
A beast? We could help with that.
You're with that culture exchange woman, right? Look, even if I wanted to talk the other speakers into listening to you, I can't. There are too many problems facing the village right now to lend our support to strangers from the mainland.
Problems? Like the beast?
You overheard that. Necromancers or whatever threat Brit spoke about are tomorrow's problem. The beast is a threat to Shore Stand right now. Good warriors nearly died trying to catch it. The village is scared.
But if this beast wasn't a problem, you'd consider joining?
I can't promise anything. But I'd have one less excuse not to consider it. The beast hides out in the woods, to the east. If you want to go after it, I'd start there. Given how much destruction it's caused, you should pick up its trail quickly.
What more can you tell me about the beast?
It's strange. So many of the reports disagree on the details. Our villagers can tell you what they saw. Just ask politely. If you decide to hunt the beast, please look for my daughter as well. I'd go myself, but I have to protect the village.
Meet in Eastern Woods, friend. Beast awaits.
Stop the beast, and I'll consider this alliance you spoke of. Just don't get yourselves killed.
Here we go.
You're really going to do it? Go after Beast? I wish you luck. We will hold nice ceremony if you fail to return.
Can you tell me more?
What could I say that you would believe? The beast is unlike anything we ever hunted. It moves so slowly and makes no sound. We never even caught sight of it. But the beast has magic. Be careful.
How did I manage to lose a magic hat?
Look! Distraction! You ready to prove our helpfulness? Speaker Hialf was not specific on how he wants Beast dealt with, but I have thoughts. A plan to really impress Bear Hall.
Oh boy, what's your plan?
We not kill Beast. I see you not get plan. If Beast dies, we look impressive. If we catch Beast and bring to village alive, we look most impressive, see? Capture is harder than kill. Yes, this good plan. Let's get to it. Look! In middle of burning embers! Big glint! See? Oh, that claw is enormous. Beast must have a survivor! Unless she is the beast.
Wait. You're not from Shore Stand. I'm not a beast. I'm here, same as you, to catch it. This must be what Father warned me about. Overconfidence, ambition, they only get you hurt. But I can't go back to the village. Not while it's still in danger.
Can you tell me what happened here?
The beast happened. We expected it to be on the ground, but the attack came from the treetops. Something snapped in the woods, and then there was a noise. Deafening, like thunder. That's when we started hurling spears. It was mayhem.
Did you see it?
No, just shadows from the flames it threw at us. Everyone else ran back to the bear hall. I stayed to hold it off. But I can't fight the beast anymore. Not in this condition. Father is going to be so mad. My father already knows. Great. He wanted me to join the Hall of Feathers, but I don't care about music and dance. I want to protect people. I tried my best. I fought the beast longer than anyone else. But I suppose it's your turn now. Good luck.
Don't worry. My friend here has hunted many beasts. There! Not forest creatures. Other one. That's our beast? It is... small. Our beast is sloth? Too small to call beast. Beastlet? No, that's silly. It went into... after our beast. Catch up when you can.
Another notch in our belt.
Wait! Good, Beastlet. Stay calm. No exploding us, yes? And just like that, animals like me. The trick is patience, a soothing voice, and lots of hand-waving. Bear Hull hunters don't do any of that. They probably scared our poor little beast. It didn't know any better.
So the people of Shore Stand were scared of a sloth this whole time? A sloth with a wizard hat?
Silly, I agree. But silly can be dangerous too. Still, Speaker Hialf may have trouble believing us. That's why I'm going to get our beastlet and hat cleaned up. No one will accuse us of lying when they see both.
How did you know that the hat was giving the sloth magic?
Look at hat! It sparkles! Besides, did you hear merchant outside village? One with lost magicap? I think we found lost magicap. Now, off you go to Speaker Hialf. I have work to do and dramatic entrance to make. That always helps.
What am I going to do? My livelihood depends on that magic hat.
I don't care what you were doing. What if you died out there?
I am not a coward, Father. I do not run when things get dangerous.
My daughter returned from the beast hunt, which is a weight off my shoulders. But where's Brit? Where's the beast? Tell
Britt
me
and
what
I
happened.
took care of your beast problem.
How? You aren't injured. You aren't horrifically burned to a crisp. Are you really stronger than the best warriors of the Bear House? And
Yes.
what sort of creature was it? What beast can an emissary of the Fellowship hunt down that we cannot?
It was a sloth wearing an enchanted hat.
A sloth? In an enchanted hat? I'll need to see that to believe it. But if you're telling the truth, you've earned my support. You'd best talk to Speaker Frogirda next. She's polite enough to listen. Which is more than I can say about Speaker Sograd.
My magicap! I thought it was lost forever.
Here you go, proof of your fearsomest beast. Now, I would like word with friend.
A sloth? We were terrorized by a sloth.
My magicap! You found it on a sloth? It's going to take some time to wash the sloth smell out of it. But that hat is worth it. I can't thank you enough.
How did a sloth get your hat?
I don't even remember seeing a sloth anywhere near my camp. Perhaps I was too focused on the cookpot, or maybe the flames crackled too loudly. I'll try to use drier wood next time. The important thing is, my hat is no longer missing.
Hat returned and beast secured. How did you fare with Speaker Hialf? He ready to join Sturk Fellowship now?
Bearhouse is with us, and he said we should talk to Speaker Frogird next.
Good progress. Hall of Feathers is where Speaker Frogirda lives. She was mad before, but maybe she calmed down while we hunted Little Beast. I'll meet you there. My feet hurt after wrangling this little cutie.
I saw you talk to that strange woman, Britt the Bold. If you're here to get me to hand over my village to a group of outsiders who don't respect our culture, then you're going to have to leave my hall.
Why do you think the Stirk Fellowship doesn't respect your culture?
Everyone who comes here looking to take advantage of our might thinks they're more sophisticated than we are. You've been here long enough to join a hunt, but you haven't picked up a book or asked about our traditions.
If I read a book, will you consider joining the fight against the worm cult?
It's not about books, it's our culture. That Stirk Fellowship wants to use our warriors without really knowing anything about us. For me, to agree to join your cause, you must prove that you're willing to learn who the people of Shorestand are.
And how can we prove that?
Telling you would defeat the purpose. Look around, examine our books, learn about us, and find your own inspiration. You seem clever enough, and that young woman certainly has a lot of spirit. You'll figure it out.
I'm here, friend. Tell me what you know. You met with Speaker Frogirda? I don't see any spit on you. What did she say?
Speaker Frogirda thinks that the Fellowship won't respect their culture.
Won't respect? But this is Nord cultural exchange. Respect is what we do. Well, we just have to convince her otherwise. My brother would start gifting now, but we have no gifts. I could give beautiful and moving ram horn recital. List of 4 Nord names is too complicated. And brawling wouldn't be most convincing. This recipe looks good. Nothing says Nord culture like feast. But words are stranger than usual.
What's wrong with the words?
Look at ingredients. Words make no sense. Wait, it's puzzle. I love puzzles. You find half and I'll do same. Well, I saw farm outside village. It could have spuds. And try lake in west for swimmer's scales. But buzzer's treasure. Oh, visit local mead maker for honey. Find those and meet behind Bear Hall. Ooh, Rickard says I am most excellent cook.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much I believe that she's an excellent cook.
The gods must have blessed that fancy smocked newcomer. I just watched her stick both boots in her mouth while talking.
Are you the mead maker? Do you have honey that I could borrow?
Oh, I have 1 jar left, but I have plans for it. Tell you what, the jar's yours if you sample the mead over there. Speaker Frogirda will only sell my mead at village gatherings if someone's tasted them first.
That new Nord is rather pretty.
Is it really that bad? Don't keep me in suspense here. Are my meads all right? Did you try them all? How were they? You acted strangely after some of them. No matter. Which one did you like best? So, the clover wasn't too strong of a flavor then. I'll keep that in mind. Here, I promised you the last jar of honey if you tasted the meads and you did your part. Be careful with it. I'd hate to see it go to waste.
A sharp arrow will take them.
Hawk's bones, it's lovely outdoors. With the beast gone, I can just enjoy the breeze instead of looking over my shoulder.
Is there good fishing in this lake? I need to get swimmer's scales for a feast.
Swimmer's scales? You don't eat the scales unless you like a little crunch. No, your recipe probably means the flesh. Fishing's great here, if you have the right bait. Our lake's stocked with trout, and they've a taste for crab bits. Good thing there's a lot of crabs around here. Hope you're not squeamish like me. My brother keeps crab meat in our home, so I don't have to kill anything. But it's mine. You can't have any.
Been on the lookout for that.
Let's go grab this sky shard up here.
I got my troubles and you got yours. What do you say to sharing them and lightening the burden? Like a potato? I can see where your trouble stems from. It's the wrong season to harvest potatoes. They're just buds. I have some dried potatoes. They won't be as good as fresh, mind you, but they'll work right enough in most recipes. Thing is, my farm's overrun with coral crabs. Get rid of the crabs, and you're welcome to my dried potatoes.
That will teach them not to cross us. Face my better nature.
that's quite the stink. Think you can follow the scent on the ground?
Watch it.
Okay, here we go. We had to crouch.
Phew, that smells stronger than I... Well, now we know that the crabs can't resist whatever's in this batch. I won't be buying it again from Olaf, that's for certain. I'm a man of my word. Here, 1 sack of dried potatoes. It should be more than enough for your recipe.
Alright, now we just need to go fishing.
Look here! Not that. That was adventure and a half. I went all over Shore's stand, even peeked into Wolf Hall. Learned not to talk to Speaker Sogrard yet. He's very shouty. How did you fare? Find all your ingredients? I'll set everything out and then we can get started. Chefs say it's important to be organized when cooking, otherwise you might confuse radishes with eggs.
You can't tell the difference between radishes and eggs? Maybe I should cook.
Oh, I am excellent cook. Hardly burn anything. Brother Rigord loves my rabbit meatballs too. Don't worry so much. You tell what order to add ingredients. End of recipe is confusing. Think old Nords had trick up their boots with this one. Let's get this feast started! Not make stew before, huh? Try again.
So, honey, fish. Okay.
That will burn before cooking's done. Throw it out. That looks right.
Is it just in the order of
I
things?
know good
No?
Nord cooking smells. This not it. That smell will make mouth drool. What's that smell? Our feast food? Oh, can't serve that. Yes, that's it. I knew you could
Honey,
cook.
potatoes.
That smells scrumptious. Yes, look how stew thickens.
Brit's doing her best. Together, Stu, at this time of year? Oh,
I'm not
delicious.
too late! Let the feast
Potatoes?
of friendship
Out of
commence!
season? Oh, I want a second bowl.
Stew proves nothing.
Your food served and
Wait.
your feast started.
Where did you
but
find
was it
this
enough?
recipe?
Come, speak to me. I hope you know that the stew was lumpy and not a feast of friendship like Brittabold said. It's usually served as part of a harvest celebration. And yet...
What is it?
Together stew is made from whatever's close at hand. We come together as a village to make it hearty and delicious. So, I suppose it is about friendship. Your ambassador may not be as daft as she appears. She actually taught me something.
Is that enough to prove to you that the Fellowship is willing to learn about your culture?
It wasn't elegant, but what about Nord's ever is? Your feast was earnest and displayed willingness. I don't believe you'll treat our warriors as fodder. The Hall of Feathers will support your fellowship. And I have a gift for you. A book. You haven't talked to Sogrard yet, correct? I know what he'll ask of you, and this book will help. Before you ask, I won't tell you what his challenge will be. I won't cheat. But since you found inspiration from a book before, perhaps you can again.
See, Frogida? I told you this ambassador was different.
It's the wrong season for a harvest feast, but their effort is commendable.
It worked? Our feast worked?
You think some soup will sway me or my wolves? We know who we are. We know what we want. And we know that this fellowship is not for our village.
Why are you so against allying with the Sturk Fellowship?
Do you know who makes decisions for them? For their allies? We are the proud Nords of Shore Stand. We will act in our own best interests. Us. Not some fellowship. Not the regent in Sunport. And certainly not kings and queens from across the sea.
And you don't think the Fellowship will consider your village's needs when making decisions?
As a matter of fact, I don't. But you managed to convince the other speakers of your intentions, and I've had a good while to study Brit the Bold. I have a challenge for her. If she can make a convincing enough speech, I will follow the others.
All you need is a speech and you'll agree?
You can't jump in to help her deliver it. And to make things more interesting, she must incorporate our village's founding story into the speech. If she does all these things, then yes, the whole village will join this fellowship.
Why a speech?
Because I think she can't do it. You convinced the other speakers with your actions, hers and yours. This she must do on her own. It requires a quick mind. That's what I think you have, that she lacks. Don't worry. I'm confident she'll fail.
Hmm.
Doesn't anybody want to hear my funny story?
Speaker Sograd talked to you without being mean and unsettling. I knew you were lucky. What did Speaker Sograd want? Did he change his mind about endorsing fellowship?
He thinks the village won't be able to make its own decisions if they join the Stirk Fellowship.
That is ridiculous. When have political allies ever overruled each other? We'll have to prove him wrong. What does he want?
He wants you to give a speech about the village's founding story and why they should join.
Oh no. A speech? Not some grand display of helpfulness? Speaking's not my family's strongest, most skill. And the founding story? How will we get that?
Speaker Frigard gave it to me. She knew what Sogred would want.
All
God,
right,
I suck at
here's
Nord
plan.
names.
I give speech like Speaker Sogrard wants. But you need to help when my memory fails. If you gesture to the things I forget in the speech, I can add them and no one will know. Is good plan, yes? You ready? Take all time you need. Speeches are most difficult. Even now, I struggle to think of bestest words. Skald King Euron makes it look so easy, but speechifying is not. Still, if you need reading time, then I get thinking time. Unless you are ready.
Okay. Gotta sit up for this. Holy shit. It was the time of darkness, snow, and hunger. A time when the foxes shivered in their burrows, and the bears slept. The wind was harsh, food was scarce. This was when Thane Hayfrid gazed into the dry bottom of her tankard and saw a new home for her people. An island of sun and warmth, an island where her people could sleep with full stomachs and feast with gladness in their hearts. 14 from the village left in search of the mysterious island. They knew the journey would be long and difficult. It is not in the Nord spirit to bend to the whims of fear. When doubt overcame them, Thane Hayfrid spoke of what awaited at the end of their journey.
One more, and you'll be good looking.
Okay. They knew the journey would be long and difficult. It is not the Nord spirit to bend to the whims of fear. When doubt overcame them, Thane Hayfrid spoke of what awaited at the end of their journey. When monsters of the sea beset them, Nijor the Brave fought them off, and when a storm surged to bring down their ship, Virulent lashed barrels together and saved them all. When their progress halted, a great whale rose from the water and showed them the route. Okay, we're almost done. Overhead, the cloudless skies of the sea turned to the dark cover of night. But the night grew long and stretched far past the usual cycle of sun and moon. This is when Verlit looked up and saw scales pattering the space where stars should shine. A giant serpent stretched above them, blotting out all light and keeping their new home in eternal darkness. The Nords let out a great wail and cry of lament as they huddled together in the dark. Nothing they knew of could clear the scales from the sky. Oh my god.
Couldn't find his ass with both hands.
Despite our troubles, the work goes on.
All right.
Take all. Speaker Sogrard, you think Sturk Fellowship will not listen, but I listened. I know this village was founded by Nords looking for better lives. Nords with vision. Nords who saw this island in
a tankard. Where's the tankard?
One more, and you'll be good looking.
Oh, here we go, Mark.
a tankard. Their ocean journey was most rough and full of big whales. But when ship crashed, they didn't drown. They tied themselves to a barrel. Yes, on barrels they floated ashore. Solstice was dark and scary. But did your ancestors run? No. They dreamed of the Fox Shore. They dreamed of a bow. Of course, bows kill darkness and bring sun back to sky. You are visionariers, barrel lashers, hunters of darkness. You with your ceremonial need and the food you eat for your forenords.
Am I drunk? Or is it me?
Fuck is the cheese?
Cheese! Yes, you are cheese eaters too. Your traditions live as long as your village. No one can take that away. You fear your voice will be silent? You fear orders? You are Shore's Stand Nords. You will not let those things happen.
That's right.
Not bad. Right, Sograd?
This island is your home. Defend it with friends. Defend it in fellowship.
I will have to think on this.
Can you think in tavern? My throat's dry and wants to drink. One moment, friend. I have ideas. Don't tell speakers, but I have the most cunningest of plans. Remember Speaker Frogirda's books? There was one on Great Nord brawling tradition.
Why are you telling me this?
We start a tavern brawl and bring village even closer together. Speaker Sogrard was close to agreeing, but pride blocks progress. So, we brawl. Let him get frustrations out and see that Sturk Fellowship is not so bad.
And you really think that'll work?
He wants to agree, but with time he will talk self out of it. We won't give him time. Like I said, most cunningest of plans. I go start brawl. Come in when you're ready.
Oh, she's an idiot.
Is this how you welcome outsiders? Show me good time, brawl! How's this? Have fun, friend!
No maiming or serious injuries.
Ah, yes, a time-honored shore stand. Off the rafters, make sure to land on someone.
Don't forget to pick up your teeth.
We sat out too long.
That's it.
Let's join the fun.
You're going to regret this.
Oh, they got a boss
Have
bar.
fun
That's
hitting
funny.
someone else. I'm done.
No more for me.
Fresh
I
air will
yield.
clear my head. I'll make my decision.
Ah, what excellent fighting.
There you are. Speaker Sogrard wants your ear.
As
not
I said,
mine.
I needed some time to think and some fresh air. Brit is as bold as her name, using that brawl to distract me. But still, I must admit that she rose to the occasion and surprised me with that speech.
So, will you agree to send warriors to aid the Fellowship?
Your ambassador reminded me that our people have always been our own. We will not be swayed or ordered about by anyone. We speakers will go to Sunport and send for our warriors when they are most needed.
Why are you going before the warriors?
To offer advice. We know how to use our village's warriors best. If the Fellowship has any issues with that, then they'll need our assistance more than we thought. But this island is our home. We should defend it from every threat.
Yeah, you should.
Sounds like your talk went well. Oh, that was incredible! Every bit of it. From beast hunt to feast making, a speech that did not go most disastrously, and a brawl. Others in cultural exchange will be jealous when they hear, and Rigard will be so proud. Hard work just starting for speakers, but for us, I can happily say we are done. Thanks to us, Shore Stand joins fellowship and friendship and with opened minds. Cultural exchange pays well. Since you helped, you get glorious reward too. Oh, I can't wait to tell Rigard what happened. He'll be so proud, maybe even buy me a drink in Sunport. I won't introduce him to speakers, though. They will get along with other fellowship members better. Breaking words is not Nordway. Not unless there is a murder, or better fishing elsewhere, or if sun moves from east to west. But I'll be in Sunport. No matter what happens, I'll keep proving fellowship's value to them. Until cultural exchange, my brother Rigard, or Skald King, sent me on next assignment. Isn't life exciting? I was only slightly worried this job wasn't for me, but look, it is exactly what I hoped for.
All right. Who's ready to chase the worm cult from our shores?
That's the spirit! The worm cultists don't stand a chance!
We gotta go and deal with Meridia. Can't say I'm thrilled to go and deal with Meridia next.
Aid me, Lady Meridia. Help me find what I seek. Ah! Lady, protect me! Oh, you didn't attack. Sorry. The jungle is so dangerous. When I agreed to help my high priest enter the nearby temple, it didn't seem so risky. Now here I am, all alone, surrounded by creatures, and not a Lucent in sight.
What a baby. What temple do you want to enter?
Broken Light Temple, a place of Meridia worship. It mysteriously collapsed centuries ago. No one's entered since. High Priest Ermine plans to get inside, find a font of power, and restore its former glory. But legends say the place is dangerous.
Dangerous? How?
A monstrous sentinel patrols the grounds, slaying any who enter, and it has ghosts of old priests, and other stuff I can't handle. Someone brave should go help Ermine restore the temple. Someone like you! I promise she'll provide a reward. Find Ermine outside the temple along the northern coast. She has a device that will get you inside, but it needs a Lucent for power. After that, she'll explain what you need to begin the restoration. I'm off to Sunport. It's too scary out here.
This dude is, on God, a fucking coward.
Let's ride.
Nothing here. I need to get inside. Traveler, please. Just as my strength wavers, the Light Queen sends you to me. A clear sign that I must persist. I lead an order of devotees to Meridia. Have you seen the ruins of Broken Light Temple on the hill? Our mission is its glorious restoration.
Your acolyte said you need help with the temple's restoration.
Doria's sense of character never fails. You appear quite capable of guiding me through the dangers ahead. Our goal is to find a font of Meridia's power that's locked away inside. That's how I'll restore the temple's former glory.
How would this power help you?
I believe this power can cleanse any dark threats in the temple and imbue it with Meridia's blessing once more. Then we rebuild. Are you ready to begin this sacred task?
Yes.
We must create a way across the bridge to the entrance. That's why I brought a translocation rod. It can repair the gap, but it needs power from a Lucent shard. Look in rubble piles around here. I believe Meridia shall provide.
That sentence alone makes me want to fucking puke. I'd like to learn more about the temple's history.
All that's known of the temple's history comes from vague stories on faded parchment. They say Meridia herself instructed Coralania believers to build the temple here. It collapsed mysteriously centuries ago. I'd love to learn why myself.
I'm with you. That's it. You're dead.
No luck for me. How's your search? Ah, did you find one? A lucent shard from Broken Light Temple will power the translocation rod while in this area. It should look like a glowing crystal. A bit of tinkering. Here we are. It already feels much more powerful. I think we can clear a path now. Since Meridia chose you to help, you should wield the rod. I'll explain how it works. Come with me. Come, up the stairs.
Since Meridia herself chose you. Good lord. Sithis, take me now.
To capture this rubble here. Just point and it... Success! Now point the rod here to release the stones. Bless the light! You've got it! Now we can cross. Let's get inside. I'm in here, traveler. You must see this. Incredible. The Great Hall of Broken Light Temple. The glyph on these massive doors. I recognize it. Our goal is through here. I call on Her Lady's brilliance to shine upon... but I'm devoted to Meridia. That should have worked. Look for anything that explains these doors. Followers of Meridia cleanse her enemies by force sometimes. Meridian priests contemplate those for hours. Shame about its condition. Does that parchment offer answers? The cynosure. That's how the old parchments describe the font of power. It's a focus of Meridia's attention. If jealousy led to the collapse, then purification of the Order is just. The purified are walking embodiments of Meridia's will. Yes, a ritual of light in the two wings of the temple. The Dawn Wing to the east, and Purity Wing to the west. It doesn't describe what the ritual involves. I have faith in my devotion to Meridia. We'll figure it out. I could see from the outside that the Western Purity Wing collapsed long ago. It looked overgrown with plants. The Eastern Dawn Wing appeared intact, though. Maybe we'll see more of the old architecture there. So, what do you think? Purity or Dawn?
Let's start in Purity.
Collapsed and overgrown it is. I really hope none of the more savage wildlife made a home inside. I'd like this to go smoothly. Either way, I'll meet you inside the Western Wing.
Okay.
Let's look for that ritual site. The rod can create paths if we need it, just like outside. I'll search for anything that can help our task. Oh, stay clear of purified. They will likely be hostile.
For the Covenant!
Who's next? Counter this!
Oh, new people. And you still have your minds. Oh, very good.
Incredible. He's a purified who can still speak. But how?
Yes, I can tell you many things. Come, talk. I was alone for so long, many years. Now you and I speak together. A good thing. I am Temerian. Or was. Perhaps will be again. You explore my home, this great temple. Why did you come here?
High Priest Uriamine plans to use the power of the Shore to restore the temple.
Ah, yes, Lady Meridia's gift. Such power it holds. It creates the Sentinels, did you know? I was to receive its blessing. A deceiver ripped that from me. If you access the Shore, yes, you could cleanse the temple, remake it. Very true.
What is the deceiver that took the who was the deceiver that took the blessing?
Carissia. She proclaimed lies of love for me and Meridia, all to gain the Shore's power. To become the blessed Sentinel. When I realized, I fought back, but I failed. The temple fell and my lady punished me with this wretched half-blessing.
Sad story, but Daedra worship often leads to suffering. At least you can help us restore the temple.
Cruel comments from an outsider, but perhaps honest. You won't sway me from Meridia's side, though. You seek the temple's recovery, so I'll help. A ritual unlocks the Shore doors. Stay on this path to the ritual site. I'll meet you there. Head north, mostly intact. Easiest route to the ritual site.
For a High Priest of Meridia, Telmarian doesn't seem particularly faithful. If the Lady of Light denied making him a sentinel, his resentment may linger. Let's not be quick to trust him, friend. Why would someone spurned by Meridia want access to a font of her power? He may want to corrupt it somehow. Or maybe he just wants to get back in her good graces. We can use him to unlock the door, but let's remain wary.
Earlier referred to Tamorian as purified. How can you tell?
His eyes glow with Meridia's flawless light. That's the sign that Meridia's will has taken over a mortal follower. Usually their old selves cease to exist. Telmarian's story may explain why he's different.
Okay. So why do you think he's different?
For a believer, a half-finished state like that would be agony. Burning inside with Meridia's light, but not fully taken. It must feel like complete rejection. I pity Telmarian's circumstances, but Meridia's punishments are righteous. The
Alrighty.
old high priest still lives, and he wants to help us? Very strange. Continue on. I want to explore more of this amazing temple.
Come closer, behind the tunnel gate.
Move it!
Go west, up the stair. I see how your rod works. Very impressive. Take these stones, then place them on the path. Easy. See? I am helpful. Trustworthy, despite how I look. Ritual site is very close. Keep going that direction.
Alright.
You're going to regret this. Don't just stand there.
That's one gap fixed. We'll need more rubble for this next one.
Make the path, then go on.
Go on
Ritual
ahead.
site is
I'll
close.
join you in a moment. This room is so beautiful.
You see me? Behind the bars. I helped you. You can trust me. Let's talk. Your High Priest can do her ritual here. Unlock the Sino-Shore doors. Simple. I helped, so listen. I want to join you. Be part of restoring the temple. I can protect you and serve Meridia again if you let me.
And how would you do that?
You want to open the Sino-Shore. Let me inside. It can make me whole. Meridia will see my devotion. I will become a sentinel like I deserve. We can restore the temple. Build an army of light.
You found the ritual site. We can begin.
Consider my offer. We can rebuild the temple. Just let me into the Sino-Shore.
Tomarion may have helped us find the ritual site, but that doesn't mean we should trust him. Put that aside for the moment. I recognize this ritual space. It reenacts the movement of the sun. It's a simple rite. I'll guide you.
How do I start?
Stop by supplicating on the tile I direct you to. Then I will begin the chant and tell you where to go. When I mention a cardinal direction, you'll need to walk to the appropriate tile. That's it.
I actually need to... Okay, yeah, so Sithis and the Hist are not considered Daedra.
I completely understand. Not everyone accepts Meridia's blessed light. I didn't expect you to become one of the faithful when you joined me. I can be the conduit through which her blessed energies flow. Just follow the chant and it will work. The tiles represent an allegory for the sun, Meridia's brightest light. We must recreate that allegory as you walk the tiles. Once complete, the lock should release. Now, listen to my cues. My lady's brilliance starts in the east, and we carry it north. We then carry it south. And finally, as the sun does, so praise Meridia, we did it. And look, it opened a portal. Now we can explore the Dawnwing to the east. The ritual worked. Half of the ward is down. Compared to the west side, the Dawnwing looked completely intact from the outside. That doesn't mean it's in perfect shape, though. I do hope we get to see some of the old architecture. I'll head inside the eastern wing when you're ready.
Tomarion asked me that we let him enter the Sino-Shore. It creates sentinels and he wants to become one.
I figured that might be his goal. After what he told us earlier, I suspected he'd try to access the Sino-Shore. We should be careful if we manage to open the doors.
What do we do next?
We go to the eastern Dawn Wing and hope for the best. I'm worried that the sentinel mentioned in the old records hasn't appeared yet. Maybe she perished long ago. Hesitating won't help. I know so little about this wing. I don't sense any magic on that crystal. Purely decorative. That amulet calls to me. What is it?
Mortals who walk these hallowed halls, please hear me out. Connection. My mind has linked to the body of this priest. It feels miraculous. I am Caricia, former priest of Meridia, now the blessed sentinel of this temple. You and this mortal I speak through. Explain yourselves. Why are you here? High Priest. Her strong faith must fuel the connection through my old amulet. Through her, I can speak in a way I cannot in my own body. And you want the Cynoshore. My fortune continues. That power is the only way to free me. That man sees the Sentinel as a gift. I know now that it binds mortals in eternal service to Meridia. This gift only creates suffering. It needs to be destroyed. We can help each other. Go east along the path. I will return soon. Our interests align, mortal. I will return in the northern hall.
Such a feeling of intrusion. I could hear the words, feel my mouth move, but was powerless to resist. I feel unwell. Just go ahead. I noticed crumbled walkways. Use the rod again to make a path to the ritual site. I'll be along shortly. I heard. Her words sounded desperate. If the Cynoshore binds people into service to Meridia, how could that be bad? I would feel honored. I want to hear more of her tale, but I'd prefer a different method for receiving it.
Interesting. Nothing. Why can't we...
You really are comfortable with that translocation rod. I know. Good job clearing the way. I think we're close. The wonders of this room are amazing. Keep searching for the ritual site. Up.
There we go, it can be morphed now.
Wait, friend. I feel Carisia taking control again. Ever since Carisia took control of my body, I've seen flashes of the past.
You approach the ritual site. Here, you will unlock one of the Sinoshore's doors. I must warn you, I am inside. As the Blessed Sentinel, I serve Meridia's will. When you enter, I will attack. I cannot control my actions. You misunderstand. I pray for my defeat. You must perform the unlocking ritual. But if the Sinoshore remains, the Sentinel's energy lingers and eventually reforms. So you must destroy it. You cannot allow other monstrous beings to gain its power. That worm blames me for a choice that belonged to Meridia alone. She saw his arrogant, self-serving plans. He was a glutton for power and wished to use the Cynosure to control others. It's imperative that you destroy it, so he does not succeed. I have suffered for all these centuries. Now that I finally have a chance at freedom, I will do anything. The Cynosure must be destroyed, and I will do whatever I must to make that happen. Enter the ritual site. See what the Cynosure does to mortals. Prepare yourself for battle!
That's it! Enough! She's in there? Defending the ritual site, I guess. We should get ready. I sympathize with her. She made me very familiar with how it feels to lose control of your own body. Can't believe she'd inflict it on someone else. A lot to think about. When my mission to Broken Light Temple began, I didn't expect to battle against my lady's blessed servants. I quietly believed Meridia would guide me safely to the Cynosure. Suppose I was wrong about many things. I always thought that giving over one's will to Meridia would feel joyous. I imagined the Purified felt perfect at all times. Now, with Carissia's possessions, I question that. I still believe... By the light! Sentinel Carissia, I'll shield you from her wrath.
Fight! I can... This shell will fall.
Get in my shield,
You must
quickly!
hurry before I reform.
I'm glad we prevailed over Sentinel Carissia. She possessed immense power and had such little control over it. Seeing her makes me question the purpose of the Cynosure. I have a lot to think about. In the meantime, let's complete this ritual. For the most part, you stand on the center tile and follow my instructions. Let me funnel the energy to you. This ritual's metaphor is different, however. This looks like an allegory for a constellation of stars. I've read works about Meridia's connection to stars, but I consider it heresy. I can remember enough to recreate the constellation, though. Don't worry, I'll tell you which way to go. Excellent. Now follow along. The constellation of Our Lady rises in the west. We draw a line to the eastern star. Then to the north. The link is made to the south. That did it. One successfully completed ritual.
I become what I deserve.
Tomarion, stop! We need to discuss this! Light blind him. He just walked right in. We need to talk, Fred. Burn his eyes. I knew we couldn't trust that scoundrel. We still need to figure out what to do about the Cynosure. Tomarion as a blessed sentinel worries me more than Carissia. He would become the sentinel we fought earlier, but stronger, more power-hungry, filled with spite. He truly believes Meridia chose him, and he was cheated out of his destiny. In service to my lady, I will try to stop him. I must destroy the Cynosure. That part I don't know. We have no idea what's actually behind those doors. You and I have solved everything together. We'll figure this part out too. What is he doing in there? Hurry, let's get inside. Tomarion, no! We need to get over there and stop him! Tomarion, stop this! You don't understand!
I understand everything. I will gain what I am owed. Meridia, give me your strength!
He channeled all of the power into himself!
It's too late! Meridia blesses me as her new sentinel!
You must destroy him! I'll protect you like last time. Here's a shield to protect you! We must destroy the Cynosure. It's too powerful.
I'd be mad if I went out like that.
The Sentinels appeared in front of the statue.
This sacrifice protects many others.
I'll meet her glory in the colored rooms.
Tomarion, it's time to go. After centuries, I am finally free.
You did it! Let's leave here. We'll talk in the Great Hall. Friend, over here. I can't believe it. I found the Cynosure at the heart of Broken Light Temple, and I destroyed it. Wait until I tell the rest of my order. No regrets, though.
So you don't mind losing access to the Font of Power?
The stories lied. That Font of Power protected the temple by binding priests into servitude. I saw how it twisted people and destroyed their love. I don't want to perpetuate that. I don't understand why Meridia wanted that either. You go on your way with a good story and some coin. I gather the rest of my faithful and see what I can do to put Meridia's light to good use. Oh, and I take my rod back. Despite the outcome, I'm glad to have learned all we did, friend. I need to gather my acolytes in Sunport. I think we can rally the rest of the faithful and start something new. A priory or a chapel or something. Small and honoring to her brilliance. Nothing quite as grand as this old temple. I still feel dedicated to build something. Probably not here, but I'll honor Meridia in some way. My order will gather in Sunport and decide what comes next. I have high hopes. It may not be as grand as a temple, but it will be pure. And you as well, friend. Feel free to find me in Sunport after this. It will do my spirit well to see you still thriving.
impressive aura, my tusk. We'll show her. You're not from around here, are you? Not all hung up on local superstitions. Good. You looking for work? I could use someone to guard my back while I clear the ghosts out of that haunted mansion up on the hill.
Haunted mansion?
The locals call it Coralania Manor. They say it's abandoned and free for salvage. There's rumors of treasure, too. But also that no one who goes after it ever comes out. I'm not so worried about that. There's one other catch, though. We've got competition. Another so-called ghost hunter trying to beat me to the punch. So we've got to do it first. And look, if we do happen to find long-lost treasure while we're in there, I'll cut you in for a share. What do you say? Gaz is the name of my rival ghost hunter. Last I saw her, she was hanging around the front doors to the manor. Maybe you could talk to her and see what she's planning. Then we'll know how to keep ahead of her once we get inside. She's a whimpering little know-it-all who isn't happy unless she's the center of attention. You seem like a quick study. We're about to go talk to her. You'll see exactly what I mean. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit of an amateur ghost hunter. I cleared out one good haunting, but Gaz got all the credit for it. That's why this job is so important. It's how I'm finally gonna make a name for myself.
What was the other haunting you mentioned?
Glenumbra. The haunting of Chill House. I did all the hard work, while Gaz was more concerned about all that unfinished business nonsense. She got the reward, and the notoriety. I didn't get so much as a thank you. I booked passage on a ship going to the farthest place from where I was at the time. Found out too late that Gaz did too. Just to spite me. We shipwrecked here on Solstice a while back. With the reward money, I'll finally be able to leave. I was inspired by a ghost hunting group that visited our stronghold back in Orsinium. Turns out there's a lot more physicality to ghost hunting than I thought. I was tired of wrestling bears back home. Punching ghosts? That's a real challenge.
So far, I like this chick. Good lord.
Yeah, can't you? But look, it's a secondary measure. I give the ghosts a chance to leave first. If they don't, or can't, that's when I introduce them to my fists. Besides it once belonging to necromancers? Not much. These Coralanias really don't like talking about their ancestors. Oh, that's right. No Coralania that went inside ever made it out. Dead or alive. But we're not Coralanias. We'll be alright.
Okay.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm a bit of an amateur
Oh, you're back.
I knew you were too much of a lamb's liver to go inside on your own.
It's not like I was waiting for you. I was looking for traps. Who's this with you?
Isn't that the same outfit that the chick from High Isle wears?
So, My sister had to hire help just to feel like she's above someone, huh?
Oh.
Typical.
Oh, that complicates things. So, Orbesh is your sister.
Oh, she didn't mention that? Interesting. I wonder what else she's not telling you. Did she say this manor is extremely haunted? And that no one who has ventured inside to find the treasure has ever come out?
She did mention that.
Well, I suppose she didn't mention that it belonged to the ancient necromancers of old Clan Coralania. So there's likely far more than just ghosts to deal with inside. Extra hazards should mean extra pay. What's she paying you anyway? That's not fair! That's what I was going to offer! She's always copying me! It was my idea to clear this place out before Orbesh. If you get tired of her and help me instead, I'll pay you the same.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Nothing left to do but head inside the manor, I suppose. You must not be from Solstice. Locals won't even come near this mansion. Especially not if they have Coralania blood. I tried asking some of those Stirk people, but they were too busy.
So you're not from Solstice either, are you?
I grew up in a small stronghold in Western Orsinium. But I never wanted to be someone's forge wife. I always knew I was meant to see the world. Guess who decided to follow me when I told my family I was leaving? She had everything going for her. Clan always said she was everything an orc daughter ought to be. Strong, brave, a good cook. So I can only imagine she decided to tag along just to spite me.
Wow, these sisters are like something else.
I tried to get away from Orbesh since she hates me so much. Because she's always copying my ideas, I realized too late that she'd booked the same ship out of Daggerfall. We shipwrecked here during a storm. I've been trying to leave ever since.
Sisters. This is really funny.
As far as I could learn, it was the seat of power for Clan Coralania following their exile to Solstice. Generations of powerful necromancers made their home here. But after the revolution, it was abandoned.
Wait. Revolution?
Clan Coralania shifted away from necromancy sometime in the late First Era. That's why they worship the Three Queens now. It seems like there were some necromancy devotees who resisted the change. I think they met violent ends.
Okay. Why do you think the mansion was abandoned then?
Anyone on this island will tell you it's because the place is haunted. But I can't imagine that's the whole story. Not unless these islanders are just unusually afraid of ghosts compared to the people of Tamriel.
She makes a fair point. So you're not afraid of ghosts.
Anyone with any sense is afraid of ghosts to some degree. But unlike my sister, I like to understand the plight of a displaced spirit. To try to solve problems without violence first. Maybe that's what this manor needs. A little understanding.
What do you know about the treasure?
Not much. The gold is certainly enticing, but it's not why I'm a ghost hunter. I want to help lost spirits find peace and move on. And I mean to make a name for myself doing just that, here at Coralania Manor.
That's really the only reason you're here?
If I'm being honest, I guess I'd like to know more about the history of this place. There's gotta be all kinds of information waiting inside. Historical tomes, ancient spellbooks, forbidden knowledge from times long past. It's all a draw to me. Let's search around the foyer. If there are any spirits in the room with us now...
Come out and fight me!
Sea
For
glass.
my hired help and I are
wonder
going
if it
to
holds
loot this place
sentimental
for all
value to the
it's worth.
spirits here. Candles? I definitely sense an unusual aura clinging to them.
A soul cage. Interesting.
What did you find? What happened when you touched it? Was it a spirit that flew out, or some sort of spell-like orb? Did you feel any flashes of memory or strange emotions? Which way did it go?
You're asking a lot of questions.
I just want to look at whatever it is you picked up. It's small, right? I doubt it'll be helpful in Orbesh's quest to punch every ghost in the face, or whatever it is she's planning to do. I've read about things like this. Soul gems, sigil geodes. It holds a soul captive, like a cage. It's worn, isn't it? Whoever was in there must have been trapped for quite some time. We should follow that spirit and learn more. You and Orbesh can do what you want. I intend to follow that spirit. I'm just, seeing if I can sense its aura to guide me to it.
Its aura? What the hell are you talking about?
I've always been sensitive to things the rest of my family couldn't perceive. Shifts in mood or motivation. Knowing someone's ill intentions before they're revealed to others. It's the same for ghosts, only much clearer.
Can you sense my aura?
I can, but I think we'd both prefer it if I keep those perceptions to myself. And I just know if I keep talking to you too long, Orbesh might get punchy. We should find out where that spirit went.
Can you sense any auras in this manor?
I had a grasp on the aura from that wisp for the briefest moment, then it was gone. The rest of this place is overwhelming. Hatred, sorrow, regret, endless suffering. Honestly, it's making me a little nauseous. I've read a number of texts on the nature of necromancy that are perfectly relevant and appropriate for my area of study. Which, to be clear, is ghost hunting. My interest is in helping the dead, not controlling them.
Do you think you'll find more relevant reading material in this manner?
I hadn't thought much about it. I suppose we might. It once belonged to ancient necromancers, after all. A good scholar might take it upon herself to preserve what we find, for posterity and historical importance.
You mentioned auras before. Can you explain more about that?
I've always been sensitive to things the rest of my family
Oh.
couldn't perceive.
Well,
Okay,
I can see where it went if I crouch down. But I don't have to tell you guys.
I didn't ask you to. I'm perfectly capable of finding where it went by following the emanations of its aura. I definitely feel a strong, vengeful aura coming from somewhere in this room.
Yeah, from me.
I was just about to
Stay
search
out of the
that.
way while we do
Nothing?
all the actual searching, guys.
Stay your hands, trespassers. Speak to me, and we may avoid conflict.
What? Are you scared, or
Scavengers, trespassers. Had you not freed me from that soul cage, I would turn my full wrath upon you. And yet, also my rescuers. I owe you my begrudging thanks. I am Valendir, the High Necromancer of Clan Coralania, and the master of this manor.
You look like a regular skeever to me.
A temporary form borrowed for this occasion. I will find something more dignified soon enough. You come seeking riches, do you not? This manor hosts a vault of Coralania gold, untouched since our days of glory. It's yours if you agree to aid me. No Coralanian that trespassed these halls after my death would ever be able to leave. No nosy outsiders could find the vault and survive, just as I planned. Gold means nothing to me. Exacting revenge on those who trapped me, that is what I desire.
How are we supposed to help you do that?
By interrogating the spirits that wander these once honored halls. Start in either the Wailing Gardens or my reanimatorium, whichever you prefer. As a show of trust, and to conceal my presence, I will return to the Soul Cage. Do we have an accord?
Alright, we'll help you discover who did this.
Take the trapdoor in the corner to enter the reanimatorium, or the south door to reach the gardens. Surely we'll find someone who can tell us how I was murdered. Collect me in the Soul Cage when you are ready to move on. My kin plotted to bury our family's legacy. They told me to forsake my necromancy and embrace their 3 queens. If I complied, they would let me and my siblings live. You'd think they'd know better than to threaten a necromancer. I cursed these grounds and our bloodline in anticipation of treachery. My betrayers would be trapped, and no Coralanian that entered these halls would ever be able to leave. Had I more time, I'd have added more death traps as well. You'll see soon enough, trespasser. Do not fret. I am their architect, and I'm helpless to accomplish anything here without your assistance. With my help, the traps will pose minor obstacles to you and your tusked friends. It didn't, obviously. This soul cage is a tool I invented to circumvent the nastier side effects of lichdom. If I was going to rule this clan for an eternity, I would need to keep my psyche intact. I put aside the aspirations of lichdom when my clan began speaking of the three queens and rebellion. Protecting my family and our legacy was more important at the time. But I won't allow myself to be blinded by hindsight. We move forward. My private sanctum, the domain of my life's work as a necromancer. My usurpers would surely seek to destroy it when they thought I met my end. Oh, I can't wait to see what became of them. Use the trapdoor in the corner to access it. A hedge maze where my sister Lirianwe used to practice her singing in private. My brother Siluron and I called it the Wailing Gardens to tease her for her shyness. In truth, she has a lovely voice. I have missed hearing it these many years.
So we have to work together if we want to get that treasure. Fine. Let's head down the trapdoor first.
What? Absolutely not. We should search the gardens first.
You agree with me, right? We should search the reanimatorium first, instead of the Wailing Gardens. Honestly, because I knew Gaz would pick the gardens. I want her whining about me copying her again. I don't really care what we do first. You found the wisp, so I say you should pick.
God, I hate these two.
I'm thrilled to be helping you with Valentir's unfinished business so he can find closure and move on. Even if it means having to work with Orbesh. You agree with me, don't you? The gardens are the perfect place to start. I feel like there's something calling to me in the gardens. Some other forlorn spirit in need of guidance. You don't feel it? And I hate the sound of the reanimatorium. Only one guess as to what goes on there. It makes me shudder. What's that fog up ahead? Valendir? A little help?
Ha! So the miasma trap performed perfectly. In the event of my death, portions of these chambers would fill with a deadly toxin to zombify any that wandered into its mire. Another layer of defense against those who would steal or destroy my work. At full power, I might command those zombies to do my bidding. I would have no need for the aid of some ragtag band of trespassers. It would be done in an instant. In this diminished form. I will need your assistance and guidance. Use the soul cage to transfer me to that suit of armor. I cannot see in that crude construct, so you will need to direct me. Guide my steps around the traps on the floor, so I can engage the valve and clear the miasma. Am I understood? You, I can depend on. Those other two seem preoccupied with their senses flickering.
Agreed.
Are they always like this?
Doesn't smell any worse than the awful pits back home.
I shouldn't be surprised. This is the inherent nature of siblings from my experience. Oh, the quarrels Siluran and I used to get into. The way we used to tease our younger sister, Lirianwe. Yeah, it must be the same for you and your siblings.
I mean, Ojel Greel considers the Dark Brotherhood his family, so this is technically true. And my sister, in real life, before she died, we were extremely close, so it's actually weird to think that people fight with their siblings for me, because that was never the case with me and my sister. But yeah.
But of course, I would say the same for Siluran and Lyri. Dearest friends, I would do anything for them. But knowing one another since birth means they understand precisely how to get on your every last nerve. Very well. Guide me, and let us end this indignity quickly.
If you don't get up, I'm taking your stuff.
You know what? I'll let you go ahead.
Watch it! I can't pick you up!
My flesh-crafting tools. Blunted from recent use. How is that possible? Let us keep searching.
These traps look more complicated. You might need to send Valendir to...
I am situated. I defer to your guidance, trespasser.
Around the traps. I think she was gonna say. Go on. Make sure she doesn't have to clean her lunch off her robes.
You need a potion.
You're bleeding out!
Let's see what you're made of.
You're bleeding out! Out of there!
Counter this.
Don't hurt me. I'll tell you any...
Not like this.
Watch it! I can't pick you up!
talk.
Let's knock some heads.
Okay, I'm confused.
The miasma clears. There's something here. A letter, I think. I thought these shambling wretches looked familiar. My traitorous kin fell right into my trap. Ready. Mark the way for me, then. The room is clear. There. Is that the spirit of my cousin Glendeval? Speak with him.
Who are you? Clearing the miasma like that? All these years I spent wandering after my shambling body, trying to guide it to one of those valves, so my cousin might collect it and restore me as promised. Was it all a lie to keep me out of the way? Valendir? No. Valendir is dead. Contained. This is all his doing. For all our conspiring, we never knew the measures he planned in the event of his death. A curse trapping the souls of all who betrayed him. Damn him! I made the poison, but we needed another to pass it to his hand. Someone he trusted during the time of revolution. His sister, Virianwe. Sometimes I hear her singing. She is still here. We traitors will always be here. Everything went wrong. I can't be sure. Wait. You know about the soul cage? You speak with Valendir. Please, if he is not your enemy, perhaps you can persuade him to release the souls trapped here. Haven't we suffered enough? Hasn't he?
Suffer in pieces, cousin.
No! Mercy!
I swore to protect this family, and this is the thanks I get? Traitorous scum. Come, my most resourceful guests. Let us speak. I expected treachery,
I knew our extended family planned to forsake our necromantic legacy and bid the three queens for power. But they were no match for my mastery of death. So, they conspired my disposal by way of those closest to me. I've wondered the same thing. Whoever had the foresight for such an implement would need to understand a great deal of necromantic theory, a practice that much of the rest of my family was eager to distance themselves from at that point in time. No, that is unfathomable. Leary would never... And yet, Glendaval's testament in my years of imprisonment would say otherwise. If Leary conspired against me, she or her soul would still be here. We must learn the truth from her. Yes, as the reanimatorium was my domain, the garden was hers. Let us proceed there next. Compared to my reanimatorium, the gardens are a veritable haven. Rather, they were, when I was master of this manor.
Yeah, go on. We're right behind you. And you thought the gardens were gonna be less
shut
creepy.
up. Aren't you supposed to be punching things?
Come a little closer and maybe I will.
The maze is overgrown. There's no way.
Under the bickering. Do you hear it? That music. It's Leary Onway, my sister. She's here. Practicing in the hedge maze, just as she always did. Has she really been trapped here all this time? If she worked in sympathy with those that wish to forsake our family's legacy of necromancy, the curse I set upon this house would have trapped her here. No, it cannot be. Leary Onway would never do that to me. We need to reach her and learn more. You're clever, trespasser. Well worth the gold I've promised you. If only you'd been at my side during the time of our clan's revolution, this manor would still be mine. As before, I will act as the blunt instrument to clear my path to revenge. I am situated. I defer to your guidance, trespasser.
He's going to smash the overgrown hedges? Come on. I could do that.
I think we'd still be waiting on you, Orbesh. Come on. I sense the auras of other spirits further in.
Let's make this quick. Never a dull moment.
Very well. Guide me, and let us end this indignity quickly. Another step closer. Keep up, trespassers.
Is this what it's like to be you guys? Letting someone else do all the hard work while you just tag along?
An original thought? Strung together all on your own? Orbesh, our parents will be so proud.
God, these two just need to fucking chill.
Give it a rest. That gear of yours won't hold out much longer.
Ready. Mark the way for me, then. Cease the bickering, trespassers. We're close now. Lyrionway is near.
Over so soon?
Charge!
A party full of faces, familiar and new.
I still don't see this singing sister. Should we speak to the guests?
The dancing wasn't bad.
Fine.
Outsiders. It feels like an eternity since I've seen anyone who wasn't a Coralania. How long has it been? Tell me, does our clan still survive? Did the three queens guide us to a new age free from the shackles of necromancy? Then our revolution was not for nothing. That fickle Valandir. We gave him every chance to adapt and change his ways. Instead, he cursed these crowds. A trap for all that carry Coralania blood. Doomed to dance, never to leave. The dancing wasn't Valandir. I don't know who it might be. My cousin Lirianwe doesn't seem all the way here. We're subject to some whim of hers or some other master I don't know. Speak to her. She looks different from the rest of us.
An outsider. How novel. Would you care for a dance? I've only had other spirits of Clan Coralania here, and it's no fun dancing with family. Oh, let me guess. You're here for the treasure, aren't you? Would that I could tell you, newcomer. I died before I made it that far. Now I'm spending eternity with all my family, who thought they could circumvent the curse on this manor too. Ah well, at least there's music and dancing.
Are you one of the servants that Siluran hired from the mainland? I didn't think he'd ever win that argument against Valandir. Whatever your opinions on necromancy, there's no denying that skeletal servants are simply more practical. Followed it through the Wailing Gardens, did you? I see. My brothers must have sent you to tease me. Twins are so fickle. But I won't let you ruin my night, whoever you are. Look at my audience. See how they dance. And soon, you'll dance for me too. A threat to get you to dance with Valendir. Didn't you say you were his guest? I was hoping to see him and Siluran. My dear brothers always encouraged me to be less shy with my singing. Will Valendir be here soon?
Ah! More? More sisters?
Come, trespasser. I won't have Leary see me like this. That thing isn't my sister. It's some artless fabrication containing a fragment of her at best. She seems to think this is some sort of party where she's been asked to sing, like she always wished for, like we always encouraged her to do. I stand by my initial assessment. Leary never would have conspired with those who opposed me. She was a practicing necromancer herself. Her skill might have matched mine given time. But what I've seen here could only have been done by a necromancer. These fragments of my sister's body and spirit are the byproduct of a necromantic procedure of my own invention. I never got it quite right. Hard enough to believe that she might have betrayed me. But then to do this to herself? It's unthinkable. Is that an impatience for treasure I hear? Fear not, my obedient friend. The wealth that drew my clan's treacherous descendants for decades will be yours soon enough. Let us go to my chambers, where I met my end. Return to the manor foyer and head up the stairs. Turn right at the top, and you will find the door to my room. Make haste. I will explain more when we get there. I will not entertain this line of questioning for another instant, trespasser. Not until we find proof of my sister's guilt. She was the only one I trusted completely. Of course, that would mean she was perfectly poised to murder me. Siluron? Kill me? To what? Take my place? He wasn't a necromancer. And he never had the gall to kill a skeever, let alone his twin brother. Besides, we'd have seen his soul shambling around like the others. Siluron, don't make me laugh.
Alright, I am having difficulty staying awake, so... I'm gonna finish this quest for the manor. I wanted to get all of them done.
Leave the books, you little know-it-all.
But when we do this, I'm gonna I'm gonna go and try and lay down.
My quarters, where I died. Be my hands and eyes, will you? Search that cup.
Gets us one step
Leary handed it to me and I took it without thinking. What? Siluron was the mastermind behind that. Was Leary's. She had the cup in one hand and that in the other.
What's she doing here? I knew we weren't alone.
Siluron! Oh, Siluron, what have you done? Valendir swore to protect us. How could you do this to your own flesh and blood? He passed me the cup to give to Valendir. It was something he always did to resolve their quarrels. I didn't know it was poisoned. When Valendir said it tasted strange, I tried it for myself. Now I'm here, trapped. He's here. He's always been here, trying to restore a mortal form for me. Each time, his failure fractures me. There is so little left of me. I don't want to live again without my brothers. I just want peace. Please, stop, Siluron.
Her aura radiates suffering. Valendir, what can we do to help her?
That I labored under the delusion that a necromancer of skill was behind this treachery. Instead, it was my talentless parasite of a brother, Siluron, harming Leary, leeching off my soul. Help me stop him, and my treasure is yours. He wasn't in the gardens. It seems he sends the fragments of Leary there to keep them out of his way. Placated. But we know he makes occasional visits to the reanimatorium. That much was clear from the state of my old flesh-crafting tools. I'm not certain. If he were practiced in necromancy enough to use thralls, why not command them to dispel the miasma? He must have been using it to his advantage. His journal said something about having no shortage of subjects to practice on, yes? He practiced necromancy on the bodies of those who became trapped here, preying on kin and treasure hunters alike. But none have come for some time, have they? Until you...
Orbesh was just
There
here.
is a passage to the manor vault.
By the bookshelf? I wasn't watching. Where did she go? When I left Armstrong. Is it a secret door? Orbesh! Orbesh! Where could she have gone? If Orbesh went through that miasma, she'd be dead. She can't be dead. Let's look around. Valandir,
You want
start
to die?
talking or
Fine.
I'm going to take a lesson from my sister and start throwing fists. Where is she?
Your tusked friend there looks ready to snuff me out like a candle. In this diminished state, I fear she could do so easily. That would not be ideal. Quickly, tell me, what did you find? The cloth matches the garb of your belligerent companion? She must have been taken this way. That lantern. I've seen one of its make before. My cousin, Ilhidel, carried one when she came to try to persuade me to give up my necromantic ways. It's a relic used by Meridian cultists to ward against necromantic effects. Brought here by our dead cousins. It must be how Siluron survived the miasma. Affix it to that armor. Once I move, stay inside the aura of the lantern. Understood?
I won't be any help in a fight. But if you clear the path for me, I'll be right behind you.
I know the path well. So long as you keep the undead at bay, we should emerge unscathed. Stay close, trespasser. I endeavor to keep you safe.
Go! Why?
We're more than halfway now by my estimation. Keep going.
Watch it!
Nearly there. Then we'll clear the way for Gauze. Her dedication to her sister is quite touching.
Let's see how you handle this.
We're lucky that valve still intact.
There she is! Orbesh!
Valandir! At last! Let us dispose of these trespassers, and we can use their vitality to restore you and Lyri.
Nice try.
I have no quarrel with you, stranger. Someone who has survived the Manor's traps this long must know better than to ally with Valandir. This curse, this whole Manor was his doing. What sways you to the side of this treacherous snake? That treasure is not his to give. Valandir had his time at the head of the table, keeping our legacy shackled to his putrescent art of necromancy. But I am the eldest twin! It should be mine! All of this should be mine! I don't give a right fig about the gold! I cared about family, the revolution! The followers of the Three Queens would not abide necromancers! Not Valandir, not Lyri! I killed Valandir so Lyri could bring him back! It was the only path to compromise! No, trespasser. I buried compromise and forgiveness around the turn of the era. I have learned and lost too much to make amends now. I just need a body for Lirianwe. Yours, or the... Come then. See what I've learned while ciphering... There you go again. Blaming me for your own shortcomings. You haven't changed a bit. No! I've been trapped here too long to be stopped now!
And I've put up with Orbesh for too long to lose her to some third-rate necromancer! Stop him!
I'll take that. Stay your hand, trespassers. It's me, Volunteer. Use the soul cage, quickly! I told you I would find a more dignified form soon enough. It seems only fitting. Especially since Siluron was using my vitality to keep himself alive all these years. Taking his body is not suitable recompense for all he's done. But it's a start. Trespasser, I didn't even know he was alive until you discovered as much. I assumed my murderer came from the ranks of those following the Three Queens. That they'd have killed him for his association with me. I was wrong to underestimate him. I've got half a mind to siphon his soul and prolong my years. To use him as he used me. And yet, some part of me pities him. I'd hate to copy his ill-laid plans. And I know Leary wouldn't approve. She's been through enough, I think. I'm not sure if I can undo Siluron's damage from his unskilled attempts to restore her, and if it's what Leary herself wants. Let us tend to them, Trespasser. Lirianwe and Orbesh. And then Treasure. You have my word.
Orbesh! Wake up! Damn you, wake up!
I'm up! What's going... The brother! Siluron! He grabbed me! But I got some good punches in before everything went dark, I swear. Where are we? What happened? Huh. That's not ideal. Well, thanks for not letting that happen. Gaz is here too? Figured she'd be glad to finally be rid of me. Panic, I can believe. That sounds like Gaz. But saving me? You know, just before I blacked out, it struck me how much Gaz and I sounded like Valandir and Siluron. Of course she did. Because she's always copying my ideas. I mean, she may chip my tusks sometimes. But I guess her coming to save me means we don't hate each other as much as those two elves did. That's gotta count for something, I guess.
The treasure is through that door, Trespassers. Go. I will follow you.
It's weird seeing a statue of Meridia in a place of necromancers.
I can't believe it! I'm rich! We're rich. I'm glad we saved Orbesh. And we found the treasure, just like she wanted. I really didn't anticipate this haunting going this way. And I'm sure Orbesh didn't either. I suppose we did help Valandir resolve the unfinished business of his murder. But having him come back to life and take over his twin brother's body? That's gotta be a new one, even among seasoned ghost hunters. Seeing what transpired between Valandir and Siluron changed my perspective. They both wanted the same thing, just like me and Orbesh. In the end, their differences and stubbornness tore them apart. I don't want that for us. If she doesn't, she will soon. And then she'll claim she was the first one to think of it. I'm kidding. Mostly. I don't know how she feels. I guess there's only one way to find out. I hope the next haunting I handle isn't quite so intense. And if Orbesh decides to follow me, I can put up with her punching ghosts if the need arises. It's much easier to share credit and gold if we're not rivals. Thanks for teaching us that. I suppose now I have to do the right thing.
Alright, where are we headed to next? Alright, beekos, this is where we will be ending things. I'm gonna take a nap and try and regain my strength so that I can focus on this. I don't know why I'm so tired, good lord.
Over here, mercenary. Over here, mercenary.
Oh, we get to do a quest for Keshu. I'm happy. So I will be grabbing doing the last two quests, which I think should be this and the Everlasting Fair in the next one, and then as well as grabbing the last scenic locale. But yeah, until the next one, this has been fun. Until the next one, this has been Eric the Plague Doctor 981YT, or as I'm known on Twitch, Plague Doctor 98TTV. And beekos, I will see all of you wonderful people in the next one. Bye!